that is. It's got a mask on. Billy, good
That's
morning.
great, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff.
Oh, Scott. Well, I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Hey,
I like
appreciate you all getting that done on Windermere. I went over and looked at that yesterday. Appreciate that.
you're more than welcome.
And I appreciate you calling and just asking if we needed anything. I've been about 2 years now, and that's the first time I actually got called to ask what we really needed. I appreciate that. Take that call.
Well, we're going to try to talk to all magistrates and keep you informed as to what we're getting done.
That's great. Of course, I don't have a lot of roads, but there's always, a few punch lists, and I appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
Squire Botts.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, is this your committee? Whose committee is this?
Be
Tim
Tim Coomer.
Tim Coomer, Squire Coomer. You're live, 9:01, ready to go, sir.
Okay, call to order this meeting of the Building Property Committee in accordance with KRS 61.823, KRS 61.826, Executive Order 2020-243, OAG 20-05, 2020 Senate Bill 150, and the March 31st, 2020 Attorney General Advisory. The Building Property Committee of the Barron County Fiscal Court will meet beginning at 8 a.m. on Monday, January 11th, 2021 to consider the following agenda. The meeting will take place via video teleconference due to the current public health situation. Members of the public will not be allowed to attend. The meeting will be broadcast, shown live on the Barron County, Kentucky Facebook page and or the Barron County, Kentucky YouTube page. First line of item of business is the grants updated for the old jail Ford Drive property and community development block grant. And Judge, I guess I'll let you take over here.
Okay, I'm gonna yield to Sherry. Sherry's got that on her desk. Sherry, if you could give an update on that, please.
All right. Good morning, everyone. The judge and I had a conversation Friday afternoon with our representative from the Brad office on this grant project. We are in a position right now with DLG that we're ready to advertise for bids on this project. However, if you will remember, the only contract that the fiscal court authorized, I believe it was probably March or April of last year, was to do the cost estimate on this project. So our representative from the Brad office is checking with DLG to see. I think we have to enter into a full contract with the sole bidder, who was RBS Design, to do this project. So I'm waiting back to get information from her, but wanted to give you all an update to let you know as far as DLG, they're ready to release those funds. But the next step may be a contract with the design group and also then proceed with the project.
With that, Jeff, Tim, there was a conversation about the abatement of asbestos. Did Jeff Moon look at that? I know we've got a bid to remove that, but that was never removed, correct?
No.
Okay.
But you do have a bid, yes.
Okay. So that's probably something that we'll have to move forward on before we can demo it. Reason being that will save. You'll have to haul that to a certified landfill if it does have asbestos. If it does not have asbestos, we can take it straight out to our own landfill. So that's probably something we'll have to readdress with Jeff Moon.
Okay. We won't be able to do that still until we secure this contract with RBS. Is that correct?
I believe that was my understanding of it. Yes, Tim.
Okay. So as soon as I'll get in touch with Jeff and let him know that just to be on call.
Sure.
For whenever we do, and sure you can let me know whenever.
Sure. Well, hopefully we'll have something by next week's court meeting date. If not, you know, we may have to call a special meeting to get this going if the need's there.
Next thing is the community development block grant. Judge, is that,
No, I think it's land and water.
oh, yes, land and water.
Correct. Yeah, so where we're at on that, we're still in communications with DLG. We had Maxie and Susan to reallocate figures. That is a $50,000 grant. So we reallocated man hours, equipment, and things like that to be able to do that in-house, okay? So we can actually recoup a lot of those funds by doing it in-house. So just want to give you all an update on that. And as soon as it's where we can, we're going to just go ahead and move forward with that project. That will be a project that Maxie will oversee. So we're just keeping you all up to date on that. But the grant is still it's still there. It's still available. But we just want to make sure that you all are still aware of where we're at on it.
We have all the equipment to do that, right?
No, we do not. We do not. We put a couple of extra pieces of equipment in there just in case we needed it. Okay. So we don't know because we have an area that runs behind one of those ball fields that's extremely wet. So we'll need something with some reach.
And next thing is the government, the county attorney building plans. I know every road department done a great job, and a big thank you to the judge and the county road department for getting that torn down, and it looks good. And I think we're ready to make some plans to go back up with something. I'll let you discuss that, Judge.
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, that's another project that Maxie oversaw, the demo. And so what we have to do as a government body, and I believe Tracy should have just a drawing, a sketch. And if he could show that, then I'll explain to you from there. Tracy, can you show that, please?
Yes, sir. Working on it right now.
Okay, so while he's doing that, what we have to do is we have to come up with some type of bill design. We have to submit that to the Renaissance Committee of the city. They basically just have to give us our blessing to move forward with that. I was unaware of us having to do that until we made a few phone calls. So, but that's what we're going to have to do. There's sort of what Catherine has laid out of how she would like for it to look. It will not have any type of restrooms, because if you look to see where a kitchen is and you go over to the left, that will be the end of the county attorney building. Oh, everything on the left will actually be the new structure. Everything to your far left is the new structure.
So her office is in the very back next to the parking lot. Is that correct?
That would be correct.
Then are we looking at a second floor?
Yes, we are. So those of you that were on the court, some of you do, some of you do not. Several years ago, I talked to you about a fire rescue home. I'm still raising money for that project. So something for you guys to consider. If we could put a second story on this, and the access would be from the top parking lot where folks park on top. And then we would have a place for displaced folks in house fires. There will be no access from the county attorney building. And so they'll still be able to access from the street, from the side, but the top floor will be accessed from the very top parking lot. This is a project that Jim Griffin will oversee to make sure everything is being done correctly. So I'd like to move forward on that. We have money that's basically we've just been putting aside for this project. And we have a rather large donation from an industry in our community that would like to see this happen also. So in our build design, we need to put a second floor on that in order to make that happen. Any questions about that?
Do you have a certified construction company to do the build design in your mind?
No, I do not. As far as being certified, I think we just need to have some type of plans and present that to Renaissance. I'm not sure about the certified part of it.
Okay.
So
Are you talking about on that second floor? Will that be actually a living, be bathroom, shower, and someone that actually can live there during?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, probably some of the newer masters. I know I say newer, but you've been on for a couple of years now. The court actually adopted criteria for this. And I'll send that out to you. Sherry, you probably need to send a copy of the minutes where we actually adopted this. It does have a drawing of a small house, roughly 1,000 square feet. That was done by the trade school in Mr. Owens' class. And like I say, a very basic 4-corner structure. And the criteria lays it out as to how long they can actually stay there. Basically, it's just to get folks back on their feet. And so I'll have Sherry to send that out to you. But it is something that the court adopted. I think it's just right before you guys came in.
my question would be, I'm sure you did it for money savings, but if we're going to put an above apartment or whatever above that, would it be cost effective to go ahead and, since you're going to have the plumbing there, to put a bathroom below, line everything up with the plumbing? Would it be that more expensive? Jeff probably could answer that. I'm just thinking, would you ever need to separate those two buildings for something down in the future? And if you did, you wouldn't have a restroom in that building. That's just a question. I don't know.
We need to get a plan so we can determine that when we get someone to draw this second floor, and then we can look at that. That would be my opinion on what we need to do. A full set of plans to look at it.
Even if it's just one restroom or something. I don't know. This is going to actually, the new part's going to be child support, right, Judge?
Yes, that's correct. But it's going to connect to the county attorney building.
But there be a door to separate them, correct? That could be locked or?
Well, what I am envisioning is a breezeway, hallway, something like that. Again, that's just something that Jim will have to tell us what we actually have to do there. But keep in mind that this portion that we're building, that will be a revenue stream for the county because the state does rent that from us.
I guess we just wait till we get a design or something. I'm just thinking if it wouldn't be that much more expensive, to go ahead in case something down the road, we needed a restroom in that part. If we're going to have to put connect to the sewer and everything with the apartment above, it's going to have to come down and then out to the sewer, but we can look into that later. Anyone else have any comments on that?
Other than I think we need to, get something done pretty quick because you know how these years go. We need to get that construction, get everything approved where we can get started when winter gets out of here and get it going spring is my opinion. So we need to whoever's going to be in charge of getting this drawing, we need it done as soon as possible. Whether we have to hire like a construction company that does the build design and pay them something to draw that up. I think they've got, there's a lot of construction crews that probably would do that with it being January.
I'll keep in touch with the judge again and see what I can do to expedite that.
But I do think we need to pay them and get that and actually have instead of us just drawing it up, I think we really need someone that does this for a living to draw this out, whether it's, if we can get the Barron County up there at the drafting place there, it doesn't matter, but I really believe we need it on scale instead of, I like the rough drawing to get us started, but we need something on scale.
Next line of business would be the government center chiller replacement. This is something we've discussed for a couple years now, and as I'm understand Dennis is on here, but it's the compressor that we've rebuilt has gone out again, and we've put money into this, and I know it's a big expense. Summer will be here before you know it. The air goes out. Like Dennis said, I guess since we're doing all Zoom meetings, I guess he can get all the heat since we won't be in there. From the air conditioning does go out, but if my understanding with the new courthouse and everything, we're still going to be responsible for this building in some way, and we can't we're just pouring money down the drain by not replacing this system. I think it's something that definitely we need to look into, because we don't know. I'm going to let Dennis get on, because we really don't know how long it's going to take to even get this new chiller and stuff in. It's got to be made. And I think the plans were, if we replace this, to do away with the underground lines and put the lines where they're accessible. And it's just something like I said, we've been spending money on it for ever since I've been in office, and my understanding it's been going on longer than that. So I think it's something we definitely need to do. Judge, I'd like to hear your opinion on it, please.
So I'd be in favor. I'm not sure how the rest of the court feels about it, but since it has nickel and dimed us to death, I think we should just move forward with getting estimates to replace it and be done with it. I don't have that. I've got those figures wrote down in my office of how much we've actually spent on it since I've been in office, and we could just about bought a new system with it. So I mean, when you 12,000 here, 15,000 there. You know, what the disappointing thing is when you spend that and then 6 months it goes out again, and companies, well, I'm sorry, the warranty wasn't there. Well, that's not acceptable. So we just need to move on and get this thing done and let it quit nickel and diming us to death. Because yes, you're right, Tim, we're going to have to take care of this building after the Judiciary Center is built. And we might as well just go on to it. That's my opinion.
I'm thinking, Dennis, you tell me if I'm wrong, we had some guesstimates, not estimates, or somewhere possibly between 125 and 150,000 for the replacement, and that's not in stone. That's just a guesstimate. Is that correct, Dan?
Yeah, 125 is what we had as just a guesstimate, and then after talking to the gentleman Friday, he said the way things was looking, you probably could tag another 10% on that as things has gone up, and it's still increasing.
Judge, is that something we could go ahead, even though it's not? I'm trying to think. Jeff, you might know this. Did we budget anything? Budget anything for this year?
No.
Is it
We
something?
did not.
Even we're probably going to be into the next year before, possibly before we can get in. the chiller possibly. Is that right? I mean, it could be sooner, but it could be July, correct? Before we could get a replacement.
You could find one that's on the lot somewhere. They did, last time they looked, there was one on the lot. But the coil that goes into our air handler, that's gonna have to be made. And I don't know what the time frame on that would be for sure. But if there's nothing on the lots, as far as the chiller goes, yeah, you're looking at, you know, an indefinite time, depending on where we're at in the chain of getting one.
Tim, I'd like to make a motion. This committee recommends that we move forward ASAP and make that recommendation to the court on next Tuesday.
I second that to move forward on getting bids.
All in favor, yes.
Yes.
Aye. Okay, we'll bring that up in court then, Sherry, if you don't mind, next week to go ahead and start taking quotes. Is that correct? Bids.
We can take bids. Now we'll need to come up with some type of bid specifications.
Okay, Dennis, could you help us out on that?
Sure. Yeah, I've already got some of the stuff together, but I'll try to make it a little more in depth.
So as far as the money goes, Judge, can we go ahead and start that process? And if something comes up before that we have to pay for before the new year, we can go ahead and do that, not wait?
So what I will do is we'll have conversations with the budget committee and to make for sure that we look where we can handle that. But I do want to run it by the budget committee first.
Okay. Anything else on that item? I'd like,
Tim,
yes.
well, we got, and I know, I don't think this, since we got Dennis on, I don't know if he'll be in on the next or not, because we do have a line item on, I was just wondering, how are we at the health department on maintenance and everything? Does he foresee anything to help us know in administrative? Is there any needs up at the health department, possibly how it's going? Because I know we got a line item coming up in our next meeting. I just need to know if are we how much band-aiding is it on the heating and anything going on up there that we need to be aware of so we can make the decisions on some of the things coming up on the health department. Dennis, can you answer that, or you want to come in on the next meeting and answer that when we have that line item? Or am I going overboard on, since I got Dennis on? I know it's not on this line item, but I was wondering how we're looking at the maintenance at the health department.
Jeff, I would probably just wait. And when you get into discussions under your committee, I believe that right there may be a time to challenge the health department a little bit.
Yes.
And I believe that could be, Dennis can join that meeting.
Okay.
And he can put his 2 cents worth in. And but I think that will be the appropriate time. That's just my opinion.
Right. Well, will you be able to be on, Dennis, if you could, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
If there's nothing else on that, I'd like to make a motion. We go into closed session for a moment on KRS deliberation on the future acquisition of sale of real property by a public agency. I'd like to make a motion. We go into closed session.
I second that.
Master Coomer?
Yes.
You'll have to invite the other magistrates in. Other than that, it's just your committee, but you can invite the other magistrates if you choose.
Yes, I'd like to.
Okay.
Like the other magistrates that are with us today. Tracy, if you don't mind letting us know when we're in closed session, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Working on it now.
Hold on.
I'm assuming I need to hit that join.
Yes.
Thank
You'll get a
you.
join invite, hit the join, and that will put you into closed session. Good, they're disappearing.
It's just delayed.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure they're disappearing. Everybody went except for the judge. Judge, you was invited. I don't know if you want to go or not, but you'd have to come up here and hit that join. We're going to stay out here and let everybody else know that they're in closed session. And when they get back, they'll resume their meeting. Until then, we're just kind of going to be in limbo. Hey, YouTube, just want to let you know we're still in closed session. We'll be back shortly. it won't be, but just a little bit longer. They'll be out of closed session. We can resume this here meeting. Carl, are y'all done in there? You're still muted, sir.
Yeah, we're done. I left. I don't know if the others,
I'll close the room. They'll all be in here shortly.
okay.
Need to make a motion to go back in open session.
You make that motion, Tim?
Yes, sir.
I second. Is Jeff back with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I don't know if I guess he'll let us know.
Yeah, I believe he's ready. I think everybody's back on.
Okay. We're back in open session. I'd like to just go over a little discussion. We're discussing sale of property on Stallion Way that had been returned to the county from the state after the building of Veterans Way there. And there was a total of 8 tracts totaling 0.8 of an acre. And I'd like to make a motion to proceed with the negotiations to sell these tracts to the adjacent property owners for the appraised value that we had appraised, which was under each appraisal was 2 different appraising 2 tracts under $5,000, which we can proceed to negotiate without advertisement. So I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Jeff Botts, aye.
So we will bring that up for next week and vote on that. And as far as I'm concerned, I'd make a motion that this committee adjourn unless somebody else has something.
I second.
Aye.
Aye.